Magic Numbers, Forever Lost. I was taken unawares because I opened that thing, what is it?
The confectionery?
Well, we were sort of doing it ironically, like people getting shameless plugs by giving us stuff, but then I opened it, and it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
It's all retro stuff. It's got a curly whirly, a fountain, sherbet fountain. I've just been eating a drumstick that I didn't quite finish in time.
It's got some of those little cola bottles. That's Hope and Greenwood and their confectionery, which are available there, the perfect summer gift. Perhaps you've got to go to a wedding or barbecue party.
We've got some rubbish to give away now, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah. If only we hadn't opened that, we could have thrown that in the mix.
I know, no, it's too good to give away.
It's time for Rockbusters, the quiz that no one looks forward to. And we've got, as usual, the bunch of CDs, DVDs, I should say, which...
Just tell me we have got another copy of Ladder 49.
Ladder 49's right here. That's
Brilliant.
in the mix, yeah.
How many did they send you?
Joaquin Phoenix, John Travolta, Ladder 49, the movie that no one's seen.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone who's seen it.
But it's owned by every single XFM listener.
Exactly. Also in the mix, as I said before, we've got Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which, if you haven't seen that on telly, I'd be very surprised. French and Saunders at the movie, the best of all the French and Saunders movie spoofs, which is, I think, on TV every single night.
Yeah. It's a very gay giveaway so far, isn't it?
Well, this
got
one,
Ladder 49, the people in uniform, you've got Queen of the Desert and French and Saunders,
well,
the gays love them.
You know how much a fan of Chevy Chase, you know I love Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Well, we've also got here National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, which doesn't feature Chevy Chase. It was so bad, even Chevy wouldn't agree to be in it, so instead Randy Quaid, who plays Cousin Eddie, it's him,
right.
And on the back I notice it says, special appearance by Eric Idle.
Brilliant.
I mean, let's be honest, if a film's got a special appearance by Eric Idle,
I know.
it's probably not classic, is all I'm saying.
Do you reckon they do, Always Walk on the... Look on the bright side of life.
Anyway, that's just some of the DVDs which you can win, and obviously the real reason you should enter is because you go forward to this big prize draw, which is in our last show, where you can win some actual quality.
Yeah, a signed, Matt Groening drawing, and if you can see him drawing that on rickygervais.com, it's totally genuine. It's there, him actually drawing it in front of your very eyes. Also, us, made us, Flanimals, and a signed, poster by Nigel Tufnell. Christopher Guest.
Sure.
So proper good prizes.
Yep.
Just that this is I think it should be the last one to get into it. Maybe next week, the 4 that we've got get down to 2 maybe. And then we get them on the line in the last, what do you think?
Well, I'll be honest, I wish we'd thought it through. I don't know about you, but I wish we thought this
Chris Campling, if you've got any ideas to how this show could have run, see, we should have scripted this.
What we said, we just said go in a draw, didn't we?
Did we? Yeah, we hadn't thought it through though.
Yeah, but we can't keep swapping and changing.
Well, we haven't done it yet. We can do what we want, yeah. You know how many BAFTAs we've won? We can do exactly what we want.
High five.
Well, listen. Right, well, let's get down to business then.
Right, so Rockbusters, let's explain briefly what this quiz is for those that have only just started listening to the show.
It's basically, Blockbusters.
Well, you say that, Rick, but it's not, is it? I mean, that Blockbusters made sense.
Yeah, well,
just
this thing, Carl thinks this is a cryptic clue going, right, a fella is walking along and oh, look, there's the fish, what does that mean? Deep trout spinners.
Some of them are hard because they've dug them all out.
Some are hard because they don't make sense.
No, but they've dug them all out because they're going to put them all on the website for people to play along with, and they came to me for the answers, and some of them are pretty tricky. I couldn't answer them. So,
I love that.
Anyway,
the only man that can outwit himself.
Right then, so the first one then, here we go. Why don't you borrow some land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher? Alright? Why don't you borrow a little bit of land?
Oh, it's changed already.
Already changed.
Already changed.
Mr. Boardman.
Well, no, do it again and do it exactly the same each time. Do it again.
Why don't you borrow some land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher if you need a bit of it?
What's changing?
Okay, and what are the initials?
Right, LS.
LS.
LS, that's a band or an artist. Who am I talking about? Second one. I'm gonna,
sorry, he's got a sweet in his mouth.
I'm gonna annoy those seabirds over there. Right?
I'm gonna annoy those seabirds over there.
Well, just those seabirds, it doesn't matter where they are. I'm gonna annoy them seabirds.
I don't know what he's talking about anymore, Steve. Honestly.
B is the initial.
I love the fact that he was fascinated by the strangest village in Britain, but the stories he's told us about where he comes from, there's him going around with 2 fellas with big heads, webbed feet, a little pigeon-chested bloke, him on his grifter with Maggie pecking at him, his dad in the telephone box nicking groceries, and a horse in the house next door. I mean, how strange was his upbringing? Yeah. And him hanging from his satchel. Unbelievable.
There's
Feel
another
free.
woman who I remembered. Actually, I'll tell you later.
Go on, what?
No, I'll
Another one?
tell you later about another woman who I remembered.
What is it? Give us a teaser.
It's just a woman who rode around on a three-wheeled bike with her husband in a basket. I'll tell you right, and the final clue.
teasers like that on the other radio
That's the head of a funeral service.
Right, listen. Right, the final clue. What the Scouse fella said to the robber who he found in his house next to his vineyard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? Again?
Right, so what the Scouse fella said
Right, this is going to be a pronunciation thing.
to the robber he found in his house.
Oh, God,
which was
I've
next to
lost
his-
the will to live. I want to get in that woman's basket on the street. We'll just be driven round
And
the rest of my life.
the initials there, AW. AW. Who is it?
Alright. Well,
Email in and that.
should we have also on the text 83XFM? You can win Christmas,
one to get
National
all
Lampoon's
three.
Christmas Vacation 2 and Ladder 49.
Right, the first one was, why don't you borrow a little bit of land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher?
Go on then.
Right, what am I getting at there? The initials were LS, right? Lease a Stan's field, right? Because you're borrowing it, that's leasing it. It's Stan Boardman, Stan Laurel, and it's a field and that, innit? Second one, I'm gonna annoy those seabirds. That was B. What you doing when you're annoying a bird? You're bugging it. What's a seabird? A gull. Buggles. Right? Bug gulls.
I don't know where to start, mate.
Right, don't worry about it.
I don't know where to start.
third one.
If we had more time,
Don't worry.
I'd throw him out of a window. Right.
What the Scouse fella said to the robber he found in his house next to his vineyard.
Go on
That
then.
was AW.
Yeah.
That was A, me Winehouse. Right?
What?
A, me Winehouse.
What? David Bowie, Watch That Man on XFM 104.9. Now, coming up, Steve, and listeners, I'm talking to them mainly. I'm not really, I'm talking to you and Carl, really.
Yeah.
But, coming up, an old feature, Knob News.
Oh, Knob News. The welcome return of Knob News.
Yeah, and, Monkey News is still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just briefly, you don't think you really gave that, competition justice, did you, not handing out the email?
Let's just quickly whiz through the questions again.
Yeah.
John's texted in, by the way. He says, I never get any of the Rockbusters clues. Is this a good or a bad thing? Definitely a good thing.
Definitely a good
Definitely a
thing.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All other people do.
Well,
First one. Why don't you borrow a bit of land off Mr. Boardman or Mr. Laurel or even Mr. Fletcher?
right.
LS. Second one. I'm gonna annoy those seabirds. Right? B. And the last one. What the Scouse fella said to the robber he found in his house next to his vineyard. AW. If you know what they are, email in or text in.
Tell us about the woman. What's the text? Quick.
Or 83936 on the text. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk on the email and that.
Alright, and that. Right, that one down.
Let's make a note of that.
And that. Right, tell us about this woman.
Well, it was just because you were saying about the, our living.
We are broadcasting now, aren't we? This is actually going out. This is live. This isn't us sort of like.
Yeah,
sort
but
of-
you were just talking about how I lived in an odd village
Yeah.
with kids with big heads and all that, right? And what I wanted to do.
What is that again? There's two kids with big heads.
Yeah, they just had sort of big heads and webbed hands and that. They went to my school, and when I spoke to my dad the other day, because I'm going out to see my mum and dad tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So I said, have we got any school photographs with the big-headed kids in? And he said, no, nobody bought those sort of school photos because they were in it, so it was always a bit ruined. But I said, well,
No.
no, he said sales were, because he obviously talked to other dads and stuff like that, and he just said, oh, no one bought them. But anyway, so
I would love them.
Yeah.
That's why I'd buy them.
yeah, but I wouldn't stand out, would I? If
And
it's on the
that's saying
mantelpiece.
Yeah, well.
So, but anyway, so I was talking about,
When you say they had big heads, what do you mean? Do they look like someone from Doctor Who?
they were just quite big.
But they weren't related.
No.
So why did two blokes with big heads and webbed feet?
I lived in a weird area. There was a
there
sort of
a-
a chemical plant close by.
I can't believe you've never told us that before. That explains a lot. Not just the freaks in your neighbourhood, but
No, there was loads of weird stuff going on. There was this, like I said, there was this woman who used to live in one of the council flats, right? And She had a three-wheeled sort of big. What do you call it?
Son, three-wheeled son. He was the weirdest bloke we ever knew.
What do you call it? Like a big tricycle, but for an adult rather than one for a kid. It was a big one.
It wasn't a motorbike though. It was a
no. It was a push bike thing.
Yeah.
And she used to sort of ride down the road with a fella sat in the basket on the back with his like legs dangling over, and they'd be going to like the pub and what have you.
Was it a different fella each time or the same one?
Yeah, little sort of bald-headed fella.
So it was in collection for like organs and things. Bring out your ill. And then people just throw Grandad just in the back and go, right, we're getting £4 for Grandad.
But she's
Got a lovely pair of testicles on him. They're very low, but they're
Bring out your dead or nearly dead.
She used to pick on her husband quite a lot. They'd be in the pub and what have you, and they'd be sat by themselves, but she'd always be sort of, you know, having a go at him, moaning at him, sort of pushing him about and that. So my dad and his mate, right, they went round to their house, knocked on the door, she answered, and he said he was a copper, right? He said, you know, Detective Pilkington, gonna come in and have a word.
So I'm just going to make a note of impersonating a police officer.
For the good, he went in and sort of said, now, I've heard, you know, you picking on your husband a lot.
Yeah.
We'll be keeping an eye on you. Do it again, and there'll be trouble. And she backed off after that. She was all right.
And how was the husband? Was he still in the basket though? Was he allowed to ever sort of like ride up front with her? Or was he just always in the basket?
She'd sort of stopped picking on him in public places and stuff.
That's good.
Just
You can't get done, can you, just for doing that?
I think impersonating a police officer.
Well, you probably did. There was no gain. I think you can't impersonate a police officer full stop, but I think they'd probably be lenient on him that he was, you know. But let's face it, he's not going to be caught because why would anyone know? But it's not like his son's going to say it on a radio station, is it? And stitch him right up.
Is this something you did generally? Kind of a little bit of, like, vigilante work?
Just whatever, him and his mate, just, you know, if they saw something going on, they go, what can we do? What little scam can we do, or whatever.
That's fantastic! That is brilliant. Right, okay, coming up, Knob News.
And Monkey News.
And Monkey News. And the answers to Rockbusters. What a show.
I'm not sure of
Time where we play, well, the world famous quiz, isn't it?
Rockbusters, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is Blockbusters, but with music. See you later.
Cryptic clues and that. Do you want to say
Not really cryptic, but go on.
We've got a number of DVDs to give away, including some teachers' DVDs. We've got a bunch of CDs here, and also Ricky Gervais's live stand-up DVD.
Animal, brilliant.
Which
Cool.
is not good at all. I really would not encourage people to buy that. It is weak observations, poorly performed. I would recommend The Office Series 2 on DVD.
Rubbish
That's
in
still
that. I'm
available.
awful in that. You can actually see me forgetting some of my lines.
That's true.
Go on.
Right then, so cryptic clues, just an example, might be new, I reckon people will be staying in today because it's raining and that, so might not have heard it before. So, like,
Or they have and they're not listening.
yeah. Well, whatever.
Oh good, you gave up on that, did you?
Well, give us an example of the sort of thing.
Jesus.
Alright, maybe don't.
Listen,
Let's say that long.
I'm a broadcaster.
Yeah, words are my tool.
Go on.
Alright, forget that.
Come on, Baldy.
Right, three clues then. Here's the first one. It's a band or an artist.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for?
Good point, good question.
Right?
Yeah, if it had been why you're going to the northwest, that's a different matter. Go
Going
on.
to the northeast, what are you going there for? Right. S is the initial, so it's a band or an artist it starts with an S, and that's the clue, right? Second one, oh yeah, she's related to the man in the lamp, right? That's G, right? She's related to the man in the lamp, right? And the third one is, the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but it's a little bit pricey.
Oh God, I feel an accent coming on.
That's one way you're going to have to think about it with the accent.
I imagine.
Initials there, DS for that one, right? So the Jamaican fellow would love to live there, but, you know, a bit dear and that, a bit pricey. So,
So give us some again, quickly.
right, the first one, I'm going to the northeast, what are you going there for? That's S. She's related to the man in the lamp, you know. That's G.
Changes a
And
bit.
the Jamaican fellow would love to live there, but a little bit pricey. And that's
Okay.
DS, so email in or text and that.
Oh, you can't listen to radio in after every record. It's bad enough trying to keep me listening with the rubbish we come out with.
Well, we've got Rockbusters here, let's get them back. Right? Right,
Come on then.
first, it's,
Right, has anyone got all three?
No.
No, right, okay, so there's some, I'm gonna ban Rockbusters. Okay, go on then, what are the clues again? Tell me the answers.
Well, give us the ones that they did get.
Alright, well they did get, she's related to the man in the lamp.
What's that?
That was G.
Gina.
That was
Genie.
Genesis. Right?
Genesis.
Like Genesis. So, the sister of the genie, Genesis, Genesis, they got that one.
No. What's the band's name?
Genesis.
No, say the
Genesis.
band name. Genesis. Right, okay. Well, I don't get it, because Genie is nothing like that.
Well, they did, so don't
Right,
worry
okay.
about it. Stop worrying about the ads, stop worrying about that, right? The third one was, the Jamaican fella would love to live there,
Go on,
but it's a little bit pricey,
go on.
right? That
What was the initial?
DS. Deer Streets.
What?
It's a Deer Street to live on.
Deer Streets, oh yeah, I haven't heard of them. They're a band.
That's Dire Straits.
No, it's not Dire Straits! It's not Dire
I'll
Straits!
say-
Deer Streets!
The Jamaican fella.
Go
would
on,
love to live
go on,
there.
make it sound like that.
Like Deer Streets. Deer Streets.
Do it again, no, it's still not, keep going. I haven't got it yet, go on.
Deer Streets.
Deer Streets.
They got that one as well, so...
Alright, well, let's hear the one they did
Can I
get.
do an impression of a Jamaican fella saying Dire Straits?
Right,
Dire Straits.
the first
It's not
one,
the same!
The first one they struggled with was, I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for?
Well, when you say struggled with, no one got this.
No one got it.
Go
People
on then.
didn't even attempt it.
Okay, go on, the northeast,
I'm
what?
going to the northeast. What are you going there for? Seal.
Seal? What?
Hull's up in the northeast. Isn't it?
Hull is, yeah, Sea Hull, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I
what are
haven't
you
heard
going
of them
there for?
either. Is
Not
that-
a seal, right? So that works.
Who's Sea Hull?
Seal.
Oh, Seal. What's that got to do with the north, though?
Seal. That's the way I'd say it, innit?
Okay, that's the end of Rockbusters.
Unbelievable.
That's the end of Rockbusters.
I can't believe we even brought it back, Rick.
Right? I'm serious, that's the end of
Can I be
Rockbusters.
honest with you?
Right, we're doing Rockbusters.
Yeah, come on. Listening
Steve, do you want to do the clues?
I won't do the clues, I'll never be able to piece them together, but I'll give you the prizes. The Old Grey Whistle Test Volume 2, Kumar's at number 42, Volume 2, or maybe that's Volume 1, who cares? Porridge Series 3, Volume 2, The Office Complete Second Series on VHS, for anybody who's still got grandparents, and U2, a Best of 99 to 2000, and Smash Hits The Reunion, that'll be the kind of
Carl.
stuff you'll love. Spice Girls is on there, Liberty X, Atomic Kitten.
Do you see that? Do you see Steve's enthusiastic? Even though the competition's rubbish, the prizes are second rate, Steve is going, well, I'm not going to punish London, right? I'm going to big it up. You're there. Oh, do you know what I mean? Come on.
Right, here's
Clue
the
one,
first
come
clue.
on,
Clue
clue
one.
one. Come on. Come on!
Shut up!
Come on!
Can't do any photos because it's been nicked by a German.
Right, start again.
Oh,
Start again.
what?
Clue 1. Rockbusters, Clue 1.
Okay, this is Rockbusters with Karl Pilkington. Go!
I can't do any photos because it's been nicked by a German.
And what's the initial?
AC. Right?
Next.
Second clue. If you keep eating, this bit of your body will get bigger. PC. PC. It's an artist or a band. Who is it? PC. If you keep eating, this part of your body will get bigger, right?
Yeah.
And the last one I'm not really sure about. If you...
He's actually winging it now. Imagine if this was Mastermind. I'm not sure about it. I know your specialist subject
Come
is,
on! Okay, go!
The place where you go to take your dog a walk and that.
The place where you go to take your dog a walk.
Forget it then.
we were doing Rockbusters just before the ads and the record. Rick, I know you were enjoying it.
Yeah, come on, get this clue out, Carl. There's three. What is it?
Right, the first one was...
No, we don't got the first two. What's
Can't
the
do any
third?
photos because it's been nicked by a German.
Yeah.
Second one, if you keep eating this bit of your body will keep getting bigger.
Yeah, it's different every time. Go on, what's the third one?
And where you take your dogs for a walk and that, or you might go there on a Sunday.
What?
Sort of
Oh, Jesus. Right.
Rick, just be quiet for just a moment.
Right, okay, do this clue. Right, start from now. This is the third rockbuster clue.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah, God, we'll get done. Right, go on then, go.
Where you take your dog a walk, or you might go there on a Sunday and that. People sort of might taste that area. Right?
It's rubbish.
AP.
Right, well, the other one's AP as well,
AP.
What? I
AP.
see.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
AP.
A quick reminder of them again with the initials. Quick,
Oh,
go.
this is such rubbish.
The first one, can't do any photos because it's been nicked by a German. Second one, if you keep
What was the
eating-
initial?
AC. If you
Don't
keep,
get annoyed, that's what the game's about, the initials!
Yeah,
if you keep eating, this bit of your body will get bigger. That's PC,
right.
right? And where you take your dog maybe on a Sunday and you go for a walk there and that, have a taste of it.
Different!
AP, just email in and you win some stuff.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
What rubbish. I wonder why we stopped this game.
Well, I think it's probably exhausted him. He needs to go to some kind of volcanic dust island. Talking of email correspondence, Rockbusters.
Oh,
Rick is
okay.
underway. People
Have we
are
got monkey news?
Absolutely loving that.
Let's see if we can cram it in.
Have we got a film?
Yeah.
We should do that then.
Well,
Let's finish
do
one thing and move
Rockbusters.
on. Jesus, calm down. Alright,
Right.
Rockbusters.
Let's get this third one out of the way because it's tricky. The
When you
initials,
say tricky,
It's tricky to say.
the initials were AP. It was,
when you take
You
your dog
take your
out on
dog-
that,
you
or
take
maybe
your
on a
dog
Sunday,
there.
you know.
Come on, let him finish.
taste it.
Rick! Let him finish.
you take your dog there, you might go there on a Sunday, have a taste of it when you're there. Right, that was AP.
The answer.
Alex Parks, right? Alex,
Alex Parks.
yeah. It kind of
Carl,
doesn't work, that one.
But
That
what-
one doesn't work, I know, it's...
you know that one doesn't work.
yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, well that's
Well,
fine.
that's
That's
what I
fine.
was trying to work out when you were messing around. That's why it's not good.
Okay, come on. No, the other ones.
The first one was the
These
German
are gonna be
fella.
brilliant.
Can't do any photos because it's been nicked.
What's
German
that?
fella can't do any photos because it's been nicked.
That was
The initials were?
AC.
I've got it.
I took,
Right, it's Aztec camera.
yeah,
But what's that got to do with the German fella nicking it?
because the way he'd say it, he'd be like, you know, Aztec camera. So why ain't you taking any pictures? Can't. Why? Aztec camera.
Why is that German?
Just sounds a bit.
Right, so you know that's rubbish then as well. You know that one doesn't work, do you?
And the second one was if you keep eating, this bit of your body will get bigger. PC, yeah. Phil colons. Phil.
It's honestly right, Carl.
Phil Collins. Phil
honestly,
Collins.
right, okay. I don't know what the PC term is for this, but I honestly think. I think you're quite bright, I think you're quite streetwise and all that things, but I actually think. Oh, I've got to be so careful here not to offend people, but I think you might be.
Could you maybe describe it through a sound?
You might be educationally subnormal. Does that worry you? No.
I've got by all right. I'm not going to worry about it now. You know what I mean? I'm 30. You know what I mean? Why start worrying about it now?
But you've got the mind of a 12-year-old.
So what?
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? I don't worry about stuff. If you don't know about stuff, you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Well, if he's educationally subnormal, I'm afraid also Matt Briggs of South East London is as well,
Well
because he
done,
got all
Matt,
three
well
right,
done.
as did a number of other people.
Well done. Well done.
that.
Yeah.
So he's won that stuff.
Oh,
Do you remember there was a board game version of Pac-Man?
Was there?
I mean, the only thing that Pac-Man had was the fact that it was on a computer and it was a little face eating things. But imagine that as a board game.
But there's board games of like things that you don't need board games for.
Yeah.
It's like there's board games of charades.
Do you know what?
You don't need that. It's like parlour games. Board games of let's watch the telly.
Yeah.
Let's play sit around. And it's all like 1999. You don't need it.
New from Mattel, a stick. Simply run along, clanking it against a fence or a metal grate.
It's fence stick. And a picture of it. Like, oh, Nan, that's my stick.
I'll tell you
That's
what.
my fence stick. Do you know I saw in a shop recently the board game of Cold Feet, the TV show. No
That
idea
is
what
a
would
winner. You are John Thompson.
Yeah.
Go back.
be. Yeah.
It's a good game.
Drink 8 pints. Go on.
Song's a phrase.
Songs of praise, nicely done.
Right, we'll get this going.
How do you feel, Carl?
Yeah, all
Again,
right, all right.
disappointment probably to your family and friends.
Well, I don't think they'll be that gutted, to be honest. Right, songs of praise.
Well, Carl, why don't we eventually we'll come back with songs of praise, because it's a big tease, people love that.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the hot new
We've got
radio quizzes.
one more thing for you to eat.
No, I'm not doing any more of that, seriously. Play a song? Right, songs of praise next, right. That was rubbish, that half hour. Rubbish.
That's great. Roots. The Seed. XFM 104.9. I bet that is a record. Eating grapes whilst DJing.
Possibly. I'm assuming if there's any listeners out there that have a record-breaking attempt they'd like to see Carl undertake in future weeks, they should email in.
I think Jono's got that one.
Right, what have we got then? That's that.
Right.
That's the serious side now. Let's get on with the proper show.
Right, songs of praise.
Yeah, let's we do that?
On to the classy stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to do the prizes first?
Right, no then, alright, here they are. I haven't seen these, but I'm excited as ever. Alright, we have a t-shirt there, arbitrary t-shirt that you have probably stolen off of someone. What does it say? Is it the Red Hot Chili Peppers? So if you found that, that's not too bad. It's a big t-shirt there. On DVD, this, should you be giving this away? This looks like it's the film Don't Say a Word.
Yeah.
And it's, it doesn't have all the proper packaging, it's literally the disc, the DVD disc, just loose. So enjoy that. The current album from Oasis, Heathen Chemistry, DVD, on DVD, The Life of Mammals, the complete series, the David Attenborough recent DVD, that. Walking with Cavemen, which I think is a DVD sort of currently on TV, isn't it? And,
Well, there you go.
And
Not
also
bad.
the X-List, which is a good new compilation, double CD compilation from XFM with loads of stuff on there, including Nerd, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Athlete, all sorts.
Go on then, Carl.
So not bad actually, some good
Nice
stuff.
one. Well done.
Right, so, yeah, it's a phrase that's been said at some point, or said a lot on the show. We've had, like, Hairy Chinese Kid. We went back to, my mum had Win for 5 minutes and that. Today we're looking at, my neighbour had a horse in a house. Right?
Yep.
If you remember, we were talking about that probably about a year and a half ago now.
Yep.
Yeah, of course,
Right.
of course we remember. They've been talking about it ever since, Carl, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
it's famous. It's a world famous phrase. My neighbour had a horse in her house.
right, so this is, this week's Songs of Phrase, and what I've done is I've got songs with those words in that make up that sentence.
Yeah.
You got to email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. There's 6 different songs, right? You email in with what?
I don't know. There is 6. Me neighbour had horse in house. Is it really that sentence?
My neighbour had a horse in her house. It does work. Honestly, it works.
Yeah. Okay. Don't bother explaining it.
You
Just
ready?
play it.
Right,
Yeah.
so here's the. Here it is.
We're just gonna do it. Head horse in a house.
Right.
What in God's name was that?
Yeah. Name the 6 songs.
Head horse in a house.
Huh?
Are we naming the artists or the songs?
Either.
Artists.
Anyone who
will be-
gets anything can get a prize.
What's
Jeez.
one, Carl?
Artists. Here we go.
Head horse in a house. That's tricky, Carl. That's very hard. Once more. Head horse in a house.
Email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. I'll give it.
Another letdown. Another
It's
letdown.
brilliant. This.
No.
How
No.
can you just say that after I've just been stuffing grapes in my face and
Well,
that?
you failed. You didn't get one burger in, right? Even when you tried to chop it up, there's 3, right? So that's it. Steve, out of the goodness of his heart, went to McDonald's. Okay, I got some grapes. You at 62.
That's got nothing to do with this, though. This is not a game show here. Bob Holness didn't say, yeah, Blockbusters is good, but I never see him eating grapes. So this is a different thing, forget that. Right? Here's the clips again, here's the clips.
Head horse in a house. Oh, you know I said I was going to turn over a new leaf and not criticise your ideas? I think it's the end of this one, mate.
Dandy Warhols. We used to be friends. That is Carl's favourite record of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, new music, better new music.
He gets one play a year, and he chose that.
That's what he chose.
It's all right, but I mean, that favourite track, innit? He played that. That was Carl's choice.
Just something new.
On XFM 104.9. Don't worry, we've got some really good stuff coming up later with me and Steve.
If you're from the 70s, you might like it.
You see that he's getting too cocky, isn't he?
Arrogant.
It's sort of like I mean, we've tried giving him something in his life. He's got, you know what I mean? He comes in and tells us this sob story of just like a trail of failures, and we said, Carl, come under our wing. right? He just started picking up on him. A few other people's like, and then he does that. He fails at the burgers, he fails at the grapes. He will not trust us with, you know, what we want to do. I don't know what more we can do. It's like I've saved a mouse from a cat's jaws and it turned around and bit me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a brilliant analogy. It's a bit like we were trying to give you something that you could care about, that you could be passionate about, that would somehow give a meaning to your life.
You would be in the Guinness Book of Records, alongside, I mean, Bubble. Bubble failed. Do you want to be Bubble? Do you want to be Bubble? Or do you want to be the bloke with the milk bottle on his head?
Exactly.
Who's in there?
The guy who ate the watches.
Yes! Now, I've got an idea, Carl, because you're getting all stressed out. I don't know what it is, you're getting funny, I don't know what it is, I don't know what
Because you're annoying me.
Wow, you
It
say
started
that.
midweek.
I don't think I annoy anyone else, so it's just you on that. So, I thought maybe we could all three of us go away to a little health farm for a weekend, just get like a triple room,
Right,
and just...
that isn't happening.
Why?
You've just reminded me, because you've been annoying me. Steve started getting on your case, you know, sort of ganging up on me. I'll tell you now, Steve, I just forgot. Remember a couple of weeks ago, you said to me that my pub quiz team is rubbish?
Yeah.
Right, well, it doesn't matter anymore, because you're not part of it this time.
That's bad. That's bad, because it's interesting you say that, Carl. Carl, you say that, because I tell you this, I found someone, mate, who could be, filling that tricky fifth member. I wanted to test them out this week, mate. On your team.
Test that on your team. Because I'll tell you what this is like, I don't know if you're familiar with, Paul Ince, who used to play with Man United, right? But everyone used to say he's the governor, right? Even the players used to call him the governor, right? And Alex Ferguson at Man United was like, I'm not having this.
Yeah.
I'm in charge here. And he got rid of him. And that's what's happened. You were moaning the other week, saying your team's rubbish, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how you do on your own, right?
Ooh, he's turned, isn't he?
I'll be honest, Carl. I'd like to be on your team.
Well, sorry, Paul Ince. You'll have to go and join Middlesbrough, or wherever it is it's gone to.
Carl, what can I do to get back on your team?
It's not happening. I've already filled your boots.
Don't let him have the upper hand, Steve.
No, wait a minute. I'll tell you what always annoys me, though. Ricky spends most of the show slagging you off, right, having a go at you, annoying you in the week, squeezing your head, making you eat burgers, right? But you always take out on me. I'm the one who always gets the insults. I'm the one who's now relegated from your team. When, you see, this is the thing. You're just as bad as him, really, because you're siding against me, because you know that I'm willing to take it. The truth of it is this, you know that Ricky Gervais is keeping you in burgers and grapes, metaphorically speaking. He's the one that's got you in Heat magazine.
I just spat all over you, dude. Guinness Book of Records.
You see?
Get me a tissue.
He's just squirted tea, laughing all over your Guinness Book of Records. I'm assuming I'm not going to get the flak for that.
No, it's because you made me laugh when I was drinking, because you went, it's like that, and it made me laugh, and I spat all over.
I just think it upsets me that you never pick on Ricky. You never ever go at him, because you know he's the one who's raised your profile and made you a little bit of a celebrity.
We've missed one here. Using his teeth, Raman Andiapan, right, husked a coconut.
He did what?
He husked a coconut. He's the fastest coconut husker in the world.
What does that mean?
I don't know, he pulls husks.
What's that?
His little face, look.
What's a coconut husking?
He pulls the cuss up and look at Carl, just with his head down. Carl, come on. What's the matter?
Because that cost me 20 quid.
I know, well, I'll see you alright. I'll
Tea all over the world's smallest man.
Why have they stood him next to the world's biggest man?
Right, I'm in a bad mood now.
Oh dear.
I'm
So
not
you haven't
happy.
got a team? Steve, I'll sort you out. Come to me. I'll sort you out.
Seriously,
Don't
mate,
worry.
I found someone who would help you win this week, Carl, and
No,
I was going to
Steve.
tell you about it, and now...
Steve, you can be on my team this week, and I know something about the quiz that Carl doesn't know. So...
I'll tell you, I just think that it's so ungrateful. So
Whatever.
ungrateful.
Right, songs of phrase, just give it a couple more plays. Just
Yeah.
email in, we'll pick a winner soon. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Well, this is rubbish this week. No one knows it because it's rubbish. Steve was right.
There's 6 songs there, so if you know what they are, just
That's the end of that, I think. That's the end of Songs of Praise.
email in.
I think. We've got none there. No. That's the last week for that. Right, what are they? Just give your
6
answers.
songs there. We had Lionel Richie, My Destiny, for My.
Tricky.
Neighbour.
Oh, that's XFM. Ooh.
My Neighbour was
Space.
Space,
Yeah.
Neighbourhood. Had Harry Connick Jr. Had to Be You.
Yeah.
Right.
Had your neighbour had a horse.
Horse from
America.
America, yeah.
I had a horse. In was Lisa Sansfield with,
Pathetic.
In All the Right Places.
Oh, pathetic. Did anyone get that? Did anyone get that?
And
No one got that.